These higher elites drink human blood.
Do not watch this alone. Tonight, we are back on the dark side of TikTok. And let's just say the videos I have for you tonight are more disturbing than you ever thought was possible. I know what most of you are gonna say again. Yeah, Sean, you tell us that every single day, bro. We get it. But what you don't get is after you see these videos, you will not be the person you were when you first clicked on this video. And with that being said, I don't know if some of you guys can handle this, but if you can, make sure you watch till the end because the mainstream will never show you this. And don't watch alone because this is gonna get terrifying. What's even scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
Y'all, this right here is crazy. And I don't think enough people talk about this. So I'm hearing your Wi-Fi is not just giving you internet no more. It's also tracking your movement. It's reading your body. And even in some cases, it's tracking your heartbeat and your breathing. We're not talking about a camera. We're not talking about your phone that's in your pocket. We're just talking about the Wi-Fi bouncing off your body. The signals. Think about that for a second. Every time you walk in a room, your body distorts a Wi-Fi signal. And these distortions can be analyzed. Are y'all keeping up? That means the system can tell if someone is present in that room, where they're standing, how they're breathing, everything. That should sound like something off a sci-fi movie. Researchers say that your body creates a Wi-Fi signature. A Wi-Fi signature. So essentially, it's like a fingerprint. So that means the signal pattern that's for you doesn't look the same from somebody else. So technically, the Wi-Fi doesn't need to see you. It just needs to feel you. Y'all don't hear how crazy this shit is? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. Have you ever heard about this before? Or is this new to you? And as always, you already know, I drop shit every day. So if you want to stay updated on everything news, hit that follow.
You know, as flattered as I am that they care about what I'm doing every single day, you know, I just wanted my Wi-Fi so I could watch some scary TikToks and know the dark truth. Not so you can know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and how I'm doing it. You're Diddy.
Thank you for coming. This is my first voiceover. Enjoy. I have never seen the film, so this will be my first time too. Hey girl, you're so cute. Hey y'all in the back. Sorry, I'm so shy and weird.
It's where people started raising eyebrows. All of a sudden she becomes tied to Spongebob, voice role, soundtrack, the whole thing. A kids franchise but with very adult energy attached. Then comes the premiere. The outfit. Parents are confused. Not just parents, everyone. Why does this feel so off for something that is aimed at kids? And that's when the internet zoomed out. All clips resurfacing and signs that people think look like the horns, an inverted cross that some claim they have spotted. And around the same time, she's suddenly everywhere, spotted with a new best mate. Many are saying that her behaviour feels different lately. And that's when the whole Hollywood conversation starts again. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. And let me know what I should cover next.
Having a grown woman in Spongebob with her booty cheeks out is definitely not okay. You know, this decision was probably made in the likes of Diddy because this is just absolutely sick.
So everyone knows Rosa Parks, right?
Yep.
Well, no one really talks about what happened to her when she was like 81 years old.
What happened to her?
So she was assaulted and mugged in her own house.
What?
Yeah, so on August 30th, 1994, she was in her house, right? And she would hear her back door just come down. It was this guy named Joseph Skipper.
What?
And he would tell her, I was chasing off an intruder. And he asked her for like a $3 tip. And she was like, okay. So she went upstairs and she went to get her wallet. And Joseph would follow her upstairs, right? And then he would demand more money. And then that's when Rosa Parks would tell him, no, I'm just gonna give you what I agreed to.
Yeah.
And then he would hit her in the face and then shake her down for more money. She would fight back. She was 81 years old. She was still fighting back, right?
No way.
But he would hit her again and grab onto her and tell her, I won't hurt you even more if you don't give me all your money. So she gave in and she gave him all her money, which was like $103, really.
Bro.
All this for $100.
That's crazy.
So he would take the money and leave. Rosa Parks, she would go and call for her friend who lives across the street, and they would call police, and the police would get there like in an hour. This story would get huge media attention because, you know, it's Rosa Parks. And the guy, he would eventually get caught. He would have to be sent out of state because of, you know, he did this to Rosa Parks, bro. He's gonna have everybody mad at him. So silver lining of this story is the Little Caesars founder, Mike Ilitch, who is also from Detroit where where this happened. So he wanted to get back to her. So he would move her up to like these luxury apartments and pay her rent every month.
Wow.
For the next like 10 years, all the way until she passed away.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I'm sorry, what? Speaker of the House Mike Johnson just said that Donald Trump doesn't think that what Epstein did to these girls is a hoax. He would never do that because Donald Trump was an FBI informant tasked with taking Jeffrey Epstein down. Watch this.
I'm not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago.
This information is going to rock the world, and people are going to demand more details after this statement. Yes, it could explain why the two had a close relationship, but first and foremost, is anyone even going to believe it? Or is this just another way to distract from getting the information that the public and the victims deserve? As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
I mean, I don't know what to believe anymore because this whole situation has not been honest at all. You know, I'm sure this has put us through enough emotional distress seeing Bill Clinton cozied up in the hot tub. And I'm sure there's much more that we have not seen yet that is even more disturbing than that. But, you know, I feel like everything they're feeding to us right now is just a part of their narrative.
She was exploring the abandoned set of Stranger Things, so she was exploring the Hawkins lab. And unfortunately, she passed away while exploring. So how did this happen? So this month, December, Leah Pomeriddo actually fell off of the Stranger Things building and because of a fall. For those that don't know, this is also an abandoned mental health institution in Georgia. Of course, it was also Hawkins' laboratory in Stranger Things. Right now, authorities believed Leia and a bunch of other friends were urban exploring and she fell off the building. People are suspicious. They were just like, you know, maybe one of her friends pushed her. We have no idea right now. It's still being investigated as of right now. It's just being investigated as an accidental fall that unfortunately happened. For those who don't know too, the Duffer Brothers and the Stranger Things set apparently, from what I've heard around the internet, refused to film in the basement of the Hawkins laboratory because they thought it felt like it was haunted. And I mean, an abandoned mental health institution, I can definitely understand why it gives those vibes. Like, these places back in the day were just horrible places for those people. This is just a reminder, if you're urban exploring, maybe don't, or just be safer about it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments.
Did you know your brain can shut off pain before you're aware something hurt you? That's why some people don't feel injuries until minutes later. Your brain decides when you're allowed to feel it. There are documented cases of people with severe brain damage who still function normally. In some cases, over 90% of brain tissue was gone, and no one can explain how they were conscious. Also, you've never seen yourself in real time. Your reflection is always delayed, meaning the face you recognize as you is already in the past. Some people don't have an inner voice at all. No narration, no internal talking. They think entirely in images or concepts, and most people don't realize that until adulthood. And there are memories your brain permanently locks away, not because they're traumatic, but because accessing them would disrupt how you see yourself. Yeah, your brain does a lot more without asking you. Stay weird.
What's going on in California, guys? What is going on over there? I seen a video that I cannot even show you, right? With mud, like really high, covering cars and things like that, guys. What is going on in Wrightwood, California? Because whatever it is, it's not looking good, guys. There's always something going on in California, guys. I used to go there a lot until stuff started happening. Had to slow down, you know what I mean? But this happened on Christmas Eve, guys. I'm not sure how it is over there now. Go check it out for yourself. This is ridiculous. Hope everybody's okay. But this is not a good way to start the new year. I seen cars buried under mud and debris. Like, this is outrageous, guys. I heard of mudslides, but I hope everybody's okay. I hope that this gets cleaned up. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it, but I hope they clean this up because this is wild. Every time I turn around, there's something going on in California, guys. Shut up! I don't know what it is. That's why I'm asking you, what is going on over there? Because a lot's been going on through the years. All I'm doing is letting you know what people are talking about and what I've done seen. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I hope everybody's good over there because I ain't over there. I'm out.
The US economy may transition from using dollars to this new form of currency after an American state became the first to officially adopt it. For decades, the global financial system has lagged far behind the modern age. Many people in developed countries still rely on physical cash, while even our largest financial institutions have rejected digital advancements, causing bank settlement times to still take up to multiple days. These bottlenecks in infrastructure has limited what people can do with their time and money, but it stayed this way because for a long time there were no viable alternatives. However, a recent breakthrough created something called the Say network, which is a new transaction system built on the blockchain that for the first time ever allows for near instant settlement times of less than 400 milliseconds. This combined with its strong security and ability to link with real-world assets makes it the first credible alternative in the financial world. As a result, the state of Wyoming has decided to launch an official stablecoin on Say's network.
I'm not gonna lie, if they get rid of the dollar and make us pay with cryptocurrency, this is going to be a mess. Like, imagine someone walking into the store trying to buy a pizza with Diddy coin. Like, nobody is accepting that.
No one realized that the wildest thing revealed in the Diddy documentary is what he does right after Biggie's death. We learn that Diddy wanted to give Biggie the greatest funeral possible, one New York had never seen before, and that's exactly what he did. The entire city showed up, except Kirk Barrows claims that Diddy turned the funeral into debts Biggie supposedly owed after seeing how much it would cost. Across all 4 episodes, Diddy repeats again and again that Biggie was one of his closest friends, maybe his best friend. So after gathering all of New York for Biggie, Diddy keeps presenting himself as a stand-up guy, but he never mentioned that the royalties Biggie generated after his death would actually be used to cover the funeral cost. And what comes next is even more dramatic. Biggie was supposed to be on the cover of the next issue of Rolling Stone, but Diddy called to have him pulled from the cover so he could take Biggie's place, just to promote his solo album No Way Out. But it doesn't stop there. Shortly before his death, Biggie was negotiating a new contract with Bad Boy, and he had succeeded. Except that after his death, Diddy allegedly asked his partner to alter certain terms, even though Biggie had already signed it, without anyone knowing. Kirk Barrows said it wasn't right and he wouldn't do it. Strangely, 9 months later, he was fired. And meanwhile, Diddy was becoming the ultimate rock star, the one everyone loved without ever asking questions.
If you can get juice from a potato,
13 years ago, when this video came out, everyone laughed at it. But today, every Ariana Grande fan is absolutely outraged by certain clips that have recently resurfaced. All of these videos show moments filmed backstage or posted only online. Every one of those bits was shot solely for Nickelodeon. What you need to know is that at that time, the channel was run by Dan Schneider, and this guy is known for being the very embodiment of creepy. There are videos of him in hot tubs with some of his young actresses. He constantly slipped adult humor into children's shows, and he made some of his young actors do things that were extremely unhealthy and clearly unacceptable. I'm going to show you another clip at the end of this TikTok that Ariana Grande had to film, and it genuinely leaves me confused. How far did the disturbing behavior go that Ariana Grande was exposed to while working for Nickelodeon? If you weren't aware, some of her co-stars from the same network have recently broken their silence to say they were not only abused, but repeatedly. We have the proof in the clip I showed you at the start. Let's hope someone as well known as Ariana eventually speaks up to reveal what happened to her. Now get ready to see the other clip, and you're going to have to tell me if you find it creepy or not, because according to Dan Schneider, he insists that everything he ever filmed for Nickelodeon is completely family friendly.
I'm soaking wet! Quick, somebody bring me... Come on! Give up the juice!
These higher elites drink human blood to get high, and just how it can stimulate you and make you feel on top of the world. Drinking blood could give you a greater feeling. In particular, they want the human blood from in fear, and I will try to explain the science behind that briefly. Now, as a child, your blood is more pure, but if they can instill fear in you before they kill you, all that adrenaline that comes from the fear, it ends up in the blood that they take from you.
I'm 9 years old right now. We're babies. We blood because this is how we do it. So like on Wednesday is the most special, busiest day, special day.
Okay. We'll take it little bit by little bit.
As I said, we're babies, we drink the blood, but then after we so the social services who are in it, so they go to families, so the families can't afford, so they get a baby, but they can't look after it, or anything, they can't buy food, or they can't buy clothes, they can't look after it. So the families who sell children, so the social services get them, they say they get them from foster home, but they don't. They get the babies and the children, and then they get Miss Marden, our nurse in our school, the 7 babies between the blood we so then after so the social services who are in it, they go to families, so the families can't afford, so they get a baby, but they can't look after it, or anything, they can't buy food, or they can't buy clothes, they can't look after it. So the families who children, so the social services get them, they say they get them from foster home, but they don't. They get the babies or the children, and then they get the baby so down, and with the string, they put a string as like a circle string, tie it to the legs, hang it upside down, and then they get a special they use for the babies.
Where is it this that happens?
The church, the kitchen in our church.
Now, to my knowledge, this conspiracy is called the Adrenochrome conspiracy, where it is believed or said that celebrities and top elites drink the blood from children after, installing fear in them. And this is said and believed that it gives some special perks. And to just make it simple, this is called a ritual where a lot of
This is the first time in human history that corporations are selling you a product that legally cannot be called ice cream anymore. This woman runs a business selling milkshakes, and just watch what happens to this ice cream that she accidentally left in the back of her trailer for 4 days.
I also offer milkshakes on my dirty soda trailer, and the premium ice cream that I usually buy was out of stock for this weekend. So this is Aldi's Sunday Shop brand. Accidentally left it in the back of my trailer from Friday night until late morning over the Labor Day weekend, late morning on Monday, and it did not melt. Like, what kind of chemical, disgusting wizardry is this?
In the US, ice cream has to meet specific standards for milk fat and the ingredients in order to legally be labeled as ice cream. But as dairy and ingredient costs have risen, some brands have quietly reformulated. This is why you will now see labels like frozen dairy dessert on the outside of the container instead of ice cream. This is the case for many brands such as Eddie's or Dreyer's and Breyer's after they started swapping real ice cream for vegetable oils, fillers, and stabilizers. So these big food companies face a choice: either raise their prices or cheapen the ingredients, and many have chosen the latter. I actually looked it up on the Prove It app, and one of Eddie's flavors, the loaded chocolate chip cookie dough, ranks a 20 out of 100. It's very high in added sugar, saturated fat, and contains hydrogenated soybean oil, which is a source of trans fat, even though the label claims that it has 0 grams of trans fat. Skinny Cow ice cream sandwiches also ranked a 39 out of 100 for safety, nutrition, and processing, which goes to show that even though it may be lower in calories, there are a ton of ingredients in here that are linked to metabolic concerns. The best option that I was able to find is this Butter Bear ice cream for bears, which is sweetened with only raw honey, but it still only ranks a 64 out of 100. So next time you are in the grocery store looking for ice cream, definitely check the label before buying. Prove It is also adding more food, supplement, and beauty products to their database, so if you are ever unsure about a brand, you can actually scan it in store to see whether or not you want to buy it.
It's crazy how many people I know that will see this and they'll just be like, bro, you only live once. Like, people are just so okay with the fact that everything they eat is fake that they don't even care anymore, which is really disturbing. Like me, I'm not one of those people, so I'm definitely not going to be eating no artificial foo-foo ice cream. So, but if you guys want to indulge in that, be my guest, but don't say we ain't warn you.
Ghana's Ibo Noah went from telling everyone that the world was going to end on Christmas Day to driving a Mercedes and performing at concerts. Bro, it's not even New Year's yet! It's a pretty massive update. The day before the world was supposed to end, he posted a video on his TikTok announcing that God had given him another vision. Vision 2.0, if you will. And God apparently said to him that the 10 arcs that he had already built were not big enough for the amount of people flooding, coming all from all over the country to save themselves. And so because of that, Ibo Noah is saying that God is giving him more time to build more arcs to save more people for when the flood actually comes. Problem is though, there are some reports of people still turning up on that day, even from other countries, only for nothing to happen. Then, just a day later, he was seen in his rags getting out of a Mercedes and even performing at concerts. Bro had the freaking flood animations behind him. And guys, the crowd absolutely loved him. Bro is becoming as famous as the OG Noah.
Joan Rivers was murdered, and I'm going to tell you that story. So I don't have permission to tell a story, but I'm going to tell you the story. I'm not going to say who it was, except she's somebody I mention on here all the time. Anyway, she doesn't work as a psychic, but she's really a very good psychic. Anyway, when Joan Rivers died, Joan Rivers went to her because she was open and told her she was murdered. Like that day, she said, Joan Rivers came and showed up and told her. And it was funny because we were having a conversation and she says, no, Joan Rivers told the truth. And you can say, Joan Rivers had a big mouth. So you like the lies? You like the lies that are out there. I don't like lies. So Joan Rivers told my friend she was murdered. She said within an hour of Joan Rivers, right, dying, that my friend heard her say, I was murdered. You've got to stop saying I look like Joan Rivers. If you met Joan Rivers, you can see the plastic surgery. I have never touched my face. I have no Botox. Nothing is in my face. I did do like powder brows and I pierced my nose. That's it. I do not touch my face. When you compliment somebody and you say they look like a person who looks like Michael Jackson and kind of deformed, right? Because they have too much plastic surgery, then you're insulting them. So it's a backhanded compliment. Insult. So you can love Joan Rivers, but if you look at her daughter, you can clearly see who looks like her, and it's not me. But thank you so much. Anyway, getting back to the story. My friend said the day that Joan Rivers died, and I remember this conversation, we just brought it up again. Anyway, so my friend, whose name begins with an L, and so does her birthday. Anyway, I talk about her. She said Joan Rivers came to her and started screaming that she was murdered, right? That she was murdered. And so she said it just caught her off guard, right? Caught her off guard so bad that she didn't know what to do. And so the next dead guy, she told me he was some musician, and I can't remember who it was. It was somebody's who worked in a band, and I can't remember which band. And she told him, she just talked this story this morning. She goes, yeah, he came right to me and said I needed to talk to him. And I told him that if he didn't mind, I didn't have the energy to talk to him. And I was like, that's hilarious. Like, she shut it off. We were talking about that earlier. So I was like laughing.
Epstein has deep ties into the deep state. He has ties into the Mossad. He has tied into our current government, because people don't know that his island was actually called Blackmail Island amongst other people in literally. They were like, oh, you go on a Blackmail Island? And they knew. So certain people who, you know, was none the wiser will go there, right? Did what they did, had fun. Epstein's like, yeah, we had fun last night, right? It was cool. Hey, come in here. Watch this tape. Yeah, that's you doing X, Y, and Z. Now I own you. Why do you think that he had a picture of Bill Clinton in that blue dress? That's like a trophy on the wall. Like, hey, I got you. And Bill was the #1 client, because if you look at all those pictures in the files, Bill's in damn near every one of them.
Yeah.
Let me show you around the island. Yeah, like, that's Bill. He's like the host.
So what is going to happen to Bill? And what are they saying to Bill at this point?
I think he's low-hanging fruit. We knew this for a long time, that he was involved. But now just seeing it is just like, there he is. There he is again. There he is again. Right? So he's low-hanging fruit. I think he's cooked. And the fact that there's rumblings of Hillary Clinton trying to separate herself from Bill.
Damn.
They're saying that there's, you know, some divorce talk in this whole situation. I'm not surprised.
Finally, man. Like, Hillary has been standing strong with this motherfucker.
Apparently, Hillary was, you know, allegedly one of these people that was over there, too. Apparently she's not innocent.
Did you see the picture that Hillary, like, that they released in the files? Did you see the picture? You guys didn't see this picture. Okay. So there's a picture of Hillary Clinton in the files.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that movie Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it looks like a scene right out of that, because if you look at the picture that they released, she's dressed in ritual garb. Okay? I don't know what they're about to do or what that picture's about, but you don't need too much context, right? Because there's a lot of stories about her. We talked about it last time of what she's into. And just seeing that there's a picture of her in some type of ritualistic, garb that I don't know what's that about, but I don't know what that's about. Like, it's kind of obvious at this point. So, and it's kind of weird too that Kash Patel, the head of FBI, not too long ago, he went on TV and said, yeah, I'm tired of the witchcraft that goes on in DC. He said this on TV.
The witchcraft?
He said the witchcraft that goes on in DC. So it's not like some tongue-in-cheek thing. I've never heard that term before. He's definitely the Black Epstein, for sure.
That's who he is.
Think about this. You have two billionaires running around in New York in the same circles and they don't know each other? There's no way. Because Diddy knew Bill and Hillary. Okay, remember that whole vote or die thing that he was pushing?
I remember that.
And then who did like millions of dollars go to what campaign? From Epstein, the Democratic Party. Okay? So he was heavily tied. Okay? They were both heavily tied to politics, musicians, and all these powerful people. So there's no way they didn't know each other. For sure they did. They knew how to blackmail people. They knew how to get over on people.
Where did Diddy learn his skills from?
Clive Davis. For sure. Like when he started out, he was under Clive Davis, and then he was under Clive Davis. Okay?
I thought he was with Andre Harrell.
He was too, but if you really look at the power players, really look at it. I mean, Andre Harrell's out of here too. But if you really look at, Clive Davis and, his whole track record and all this other stuff, really pay attention to who he's hanging around and getting this money from, because that's who gave him his first deal. To break off and do his thing.
Clyde.
Yes.
So when Harrell fired him, Clyde gave him the money to move forward?
Yeah, for Bad Boy. So,
do you think that he killed Biggie?
Who, did he?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird that he tells Biggie to stay in LA when Biggie was like, I want to get out of here. And then he says, you know what? That UK trip that you're about to go on? Yeah, cancel that. Whole promo tour, that first time that Big was ever going to go to Europe, he cancels it. You're going to stay in LA behind enemy lines after Tupac dies. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Just saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay? Then, when he gets word that Big was going to be on the cover of Rolling Stones, he says, nah, ixnay that. I want to be on the cover of Rolling Stones.
Yo, I will never forget that one comment where bro said the reason Diddy and Epstein do not hang out is because you don't hang out with your competition. If Diddy is your competition, you're sick. But if Epstein is your competition, you're even sicker.
Come on. I'll try. You got a good deal on yours. Yeah.
But tell Panasonic I'll do a Christmas.
Here, let me get a show you. Get in there.
Merry Christmas, Panasonic.
Okay, wait. Do they?
Do Panasonic a Merry Christmas, tell them.
Okay. Yeah, tell Merry Christmas. Give them a free camera. Okay, here, get a show of me. Actually, you should get more than a free camera. That's. And we're recording an action. I got the water balloon.
You gotta shut the door to the top.
So wait, who we think?
Panasonic.
Panasonic?
Yep.
It's a good camera, isn't it?
Okay. Yep. I just want to say, Panasonic, I think you're wonderful, and I am your biggest fan. Merry Christmas, and God bless you.
Stoller. And this is a great camera, the 24p. What is it? The DDX 100.
Yeah, we like it a lot.
Great camera.
Thank you.
It's hard to pronounce though. It could be the DVX 100 or the GVX 100P, but I'm not sure. But who cares? It looks good, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Okay. Do your rehearsal.
I need to
Agent
go-
MJ? Say Agent MJ reporting.
Agent MJ reporting. Agent MJ reporting.
For Miss Castaway.
For Miss Castaway.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
This is only a test. Only a test. Only a test.
Agent MJ reporting.
And that's a wrap.
Oh, excuse me.
The people in Hollywood believe that Sabrina Carpenter is this deity.
Whoa!
She's a pop star, ex-Disney childhood star. Her aunt is Nancy Cartwright, the voice of Bart Simpson. She's super famous for being a Scientologist. But the more and more I look into it, the stranger and stranger it gets. I find a photo of her wearing a shirt, and the shirt says, "Awake, arise, or be forever fallen." This phrase is the first quote that Lucifer says in Paradise Lost. Her first ever album is titled Eyes Wide Open. Okay, that's obviously reverential to Eyes Wide Shut.
Yes.
It's like a super direct parallel. Now, Feather, at the beginning of the video, has the title, and the font is the same exact font from Rosemary's Baby. Well, at the very end of Eyes Wide Shut, the daughter of Tom Cruise's character, she walks over to this bassinet, and she looks at it, and she says,
I could put Sabrina in here.
mind you, the bassinet is the movie poster for Rosemary's Baby. Wow.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Eric, open your mic.
I mean, anybody that's really pushing the spotlight got something going on. I don't care who you are. If they're pushing you, you're on something weird. Because, you know, they only leverage the people that listen to them. If you know, you know.
So monumental, Beyonce. So monumental.
There's a crazy conspiracy theory right now claiming that artists are forced to thank Beyonce during award speeches out of fear.
I also have to say thank you to Beyonce, just so that way we keep the dance community safe. Everybody, Beyonce, you got great music. We all love to dance to it.
And people are really getting convinced that Beyonce and Jay-Z have controlling power over the music industry the same way Diddy had.
I'm a country artist, and the fact that Beyonce made a country record changed the game. So thank you.
And thank you, Beyonce. You're amazing. Yeah.
Because they said, how come Adele still has to thank her in her speech when it was her own moment winning Album of the Year?
I can't possibly accept this award. My artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental. Beyonce, it was so monumental.
Is Adele actually afraid of what Beyonce would do to her because Adele won and Beyonce lost?
Guess who's jealous of Adele? Beyonce.
Adele and Lizzo were terrified when called. And yes, they're saying the same thing about Lizzo, who also dedicated a chunk of her speech just adoring her.
Beyonce, whew, you changed my life. You sang that gospel medley, and the way you made me feel, I was like, I want to make people feel this way with my music. So thank you so much.
Megan Thee Stallion.
I love her work ethic. I love the way she is. I love the way she carries herself. And my mama will always be like, Megan, what would Beyonce do?
And even Britney Spears, who won the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award, but still dedicated her speech to Beyonce.
Beyonce and I started out around the same time, and just like all of her fans, I fell in love with her. And the first time I saw her, from her singing to dancing to acting, she can do it all. She's a triple threat.
Britney won the most important award of the night, and she didn't even say a speech. She immediately talked about Beyonce. She was frightened. So, what is the truth? Is Beyonce really hiding something? In a while, I shall give you my unpopular opinion. Because look, this conspiracy theory also gave birth to even more wild assumptions, like how Kanye supposedly saved Taylor Swift when he interrupted her during the VMAs to praise Beyonce. How people think J. Cole's song She Knows is also a hint because it sounds like her surname Knowles. And finally, even an insane theory that Beyonce was responsible for Aaliyah's passing.
She was our age, and it's just scary because that could have been any one of us. And she was an angel, and I know that now she's with God.
Britney Spears and Taylor Swift were definitely Beyonce's biggest threats. I'm convinced she caused Britney's downfall, and I'm now worried for Taylor. So, to finally answer, what is the truth? Well, as much as I enjoy opening my mind to alternative possibilities, because indeed Hollywood has a lot of dark secrets, it's an insult for this conspiracy theory to even exist. Let me remind you, these are all very talented female artists in their own right. Yet, somehow, these TikTok detectives would rather believe that these artists thank Beyonce because she is forcing them to, and not because she just genuinely had a strong, empowering influence on them as a world-class performer and a role model for what it means to be an excellent woman. If Beyonce was truly a mastermind behind everything, she would have given herself the Album of the Year Grammy by now. Notice how no one says if MJ was still here, Usher wouldn't have a career. It's always the women getting compared. So, Night Fam, may we remember to please check our double standards and not fall into the habit of pitting amazing women against one another.
What's up, what's up? This is Beyonce on the red carpet with one of the hottest female artists out here.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video made you tremble in your boots. And we're going to be on to the next one. Thank you.